Anthony from Learning to Play the Guitar. In this video I'm going to show you how to play Man of War by Radiohead. So the first part of Man of War by Radiohead uses these little arpeggios with a little pull-off part as well to make it sound really interesting and cool. The first bit is based around an A minor, just using one finger there on fret 5. So 3 5s, and we're just basically doing this pattern. So again, watching it's down, up, the pull-off, down, up, down. So the 7/5 pull-off is that little pattern. So that will now be translated into this sort of based around the idea of it's sort of a diminished chord, I suppose. 5/4/5 is your shape we're going to base around, so like a backwards triangle, like a D7 but shifted all the way up to fret 5 for the face of your triangle, if you like. So 5/4/5 for the fingers anyway, and same idea with the pick. So same strings but that little pull off, so making a little bit of a stretch there to make sure we don't lean and screw up the quality of the notes that are all going to ring out there. And the third one is sort of based around an F major 7, if you like, or probably an F6, sorry, I should be more correct. So that basically means the first finger here is going to shift back to fret 3, big stretch. So you got 5/3/5 with tab. And that mega stretch. Whoops, I'll do it again. So again. One more time. So the challenge here is to try to maintain this triangle shape with this big stretch to fret 7. Very much jazz chord territory to make that work. And the final one out of the 4 bars of this stuff, it goes back to the fret 4 version. So that's obviously in the intro, and that appears in the middle of the verse as well. So all these little shapes are based around these chords, which are played behind with the bass and I think some other guitar or keyboards. But when he's singing, I've made up just a basic little simple strum. So the chords here are A minor, D7 F sharp, which is this guy here. So we're basically, to get there, I'm going to lift this finger up to the top string, add my little guy down the bottom there on fret 2 of the E string. 6 strings, F, just F bar chord. And then back to our D7 F sharp. It's a little bit of an awkward change there. It just takes a bit of practice. So strumming, I'm just going to do 8 down strums, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and D thing, F. Here we go with our. So the hardest bit, I think, is just trying to develop that change back to the D7 F sharp, but that's that bit. Then after that alternates between those chords and the little arpeggio bit we just talked about before. It sort of rocks out a bit harder, based around the same chords again, but there's a little riff or melody based around the A minor. So this thing is this. All of that action. So what have we got going? 2 strums of A minor, 1 3 1, open B, A2 and a 1 back there. Next one is just the D7 F sharp chord, 2 strums again, same melody, then F, same rhythm of course, melody again. First time around there's this little run down the C major scale with some funky stuff happening. So you've got a 1 0 dead dead A dead dead G, E D pull off 3 2, which is a C B. So it's a little funny run down the C major scale, skipping a note, adding a note with some deads. So a little down up on those deads as well. So down up A, down up G. Those particular strings there. The second time round it doesn't do that. It plays this little melody after the, say, the second time round of the F1. 0, 1, 3, E, which is E string down the bottom. That sort of blends into the mellow bit, which is played on the piano, but you can play these chords on guitar, of course, which are C, G7, sorry, G/4B, which is one of those guys, finger 1 and 2, A minor, C with the G in the bass, which is that shape, so a pair of threes up there. So again, so I've got a C, one finger up here, A minor, and the G, C-G combo. And then after that, the band kicks in again, rocking out. It's based on top of, say, D, F sharp chord and an F chord. But there's like a little lead guitar bit. We can whack my overdrive on for this, which is this. And it goes back to the A minor chord. So what's happening there? We've got a bendy 12 up and down for a fret 10 on the first string. Same thing on the second string. Then 11, second finger's going to be there. Then 10, 12, and then bending 12 up and down 3 times. This little half bend. 2, fret 10, there, fret 12 on the bottom string. Second half, same beginning, bendy 12 and 10 on the first. Second string, same. 11, 10, 12, bendy 12, 10 with a slide, and then that little melody from before, but 3, 1, 0, 2, 1. Then you're back to the that sort of stuff from before. It repeats. Then it continues to rock out after that, based around again the A minor, D7 F sharp chords and F, and that D7 F sharp chord again for a bit. And so there's a whole bunch of little variations. So I've just got some of them here that I've played on top. The first one you come across is this. Basically, it's like an arpeggio but played as individual notes, big sort of guitar notes. So here's the first one based around the A. So I've got A, which is A string, fret 5 on the G, fret 7 on the D string, fret 7 on the E string. Then we change to fret 2 on the bass note there, which is an F sharp, fret 7 on the G string, fret 7 on the D string, fret 5 on the A string. So it's basically a D related thing as an arpeggio. Fret 1 for an F, so on top of an F chord, fret 1 F there, fret 6 F there, which is that guy on the B string, number 5 there on the adjacent string, and 7. And that's again an F arpeggio just broken up. And then you got fret 2, last one, back to a D7 F sharp on the bass first, number 2, 7 there, 5 and 7. So I do the whole thing, it'd be like a compared to another arpeggio where you want everything to ring out, like at the intro where it's all ringing out and so forth, we want to separate each of these notes, so it's like a riff. And there's another version of that which I'll have to add a bit later on. But then after a bunch of those, there's a little, what I call a blues rock solo, very simple but quite effective, all based on the idea of the notes being on the off beat. So it'd be like 1, 2, quite simple. Basically we're bending fret 7, a half bend, fret 7 regular on the G string, both of these notes are, fret 5, same string, and fret 7 on the D string, which is the A note, so based around the key of A sort of, and we do that again. Then after that we're just bending that fret 7 note 8 times. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So bends little things, get your thumb on top of most, I should have said that before, and push up with a couple of fingers. That will help with this stuff as well. As you go through, a nice bit of overdrive or distortion to help make the notes ring out nice and long as well. So that after that little blues section, as I call it, it goes back to the quiet C GB, A minor, pair of fingers up section, and then does the whole rocking out with the stuff all over again. And eventually it will come down to the very, very end of the song, which is just based around the two chords, the D, which I'll add the F sharp in with my thumb to give it a bit of depth, and an F bar chord. So here I've just made up a little strum that fits the end of the song, which will be down, 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 up, and then F, down, 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 up, D, and an F, and a D, and an F. And that's the end of the song. So that's all the bits there. So see how you go sticking them all together and having fun with it. It's a great tune by Radiohead. Subscribe to the Learning to Play the Guitar YouTube channel for more lessons, and don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications when I upload a new video. You can also check out my books and more guitar lessons at learningtoplaytheguitar.net. Thanks for watching and keep practicing.